College is ridiculously expensive, so we got to figure out how to pay for that. Hey everyone, welcome back to the 19th hole. Today we are going to talk about college funding. Okay, so I've been having this conversation a lot lately. College is ridiculously expensive, so we got to figure out how to pay for that. One of the best tools to use for parents, anyone, grandparents, to help pay for college is the 529 plan. So I'm just going to talk through a high level of why using it. Already mentioned one of them. College is super expensive. Pre-planning, using the 529 to build up funds to pay for college is a great thing. For using a 529, tax breaks, tax advantages is a primary point. Everyone gets, once money's in the 529, it grows tax deferred. And then as long as you use that money for qualified education expenses, anything in that account comes out tax free as well, including the growth. Depending on your state, you also may get a tax break on the contributions to the account each and every year. For example, in New York State, you are allowed to get a state tax deduction for up to $10,000 of contributions each and every year. So good tax advantages to using the 529. Not really any contribution limits. Just be aware that if you go over for 2023, $17,000 in contributions, you may have to file a gift tax return. It actually doesn't matter. Gift tax is kind of a made up thing for 99% of the population and is just an administrative hassle. But with that, a cool way to get money into the account without worrying about the gift tax is what's called super funding. So you can put 5 times that gift tax limit, 17 times 5, or $85,000 in 1 year, no gift tax return, and be allowed to have that grow and compound for whatever amount of time towards education expenses. If you've got that kind of extra money laying around, good for you. And it's a good way to use that money for education funding. Another benefit of the 529, very little impact to financial aid. All right. It's one of the best accounts to have the least impact on any financial aid eligibility for a student. So it's really good from that end. And something I mentioned earlier, you can use that money tax-free for qualified education expenses. What are those? There's some nuance in here, but the big ones are tuition, room and board, books, of course, and like computer and internet specifically for school. So those are the big primary expenses there that you can use it for. Room and board was something I mentioned, which works if you live on campus. What most people don't realize is that if you live off campus, you can actually use your 529 funds to pay for an apartment for rent up to the same amount as room and board costs at your particular school. So if you do live off campus and have 529 money, you can use it up to the same price as room and board, which is a good thing. And then it actually does allow for flexibility, more than I think is thought of in the 529 plan. So, of course, if your son or daughter is exceptionally bright, exceptionally athletic, they may get a scholarship. You're not penalized for that. So you are allowed to remove money from the 529 equal to the amount of the scholarship without tax, without penalty. It's just like you had to pay the bill yourself. So no worries there, some flexibility built in. If you have multiple children, the oldest doesn't go to college, you can actually change the beneficiary to go to another child, or even save it for a grandchild later on. So there is flexibility with that. And then the coolest thing, which is starting next year in 2024, is that you can actually take leftover money in a 529 up to $35,000 and then move it from that son or daughter in a 529 over to a Roth IRA in their name. So cool, you didn't use that money for education. You can take $35,000 from that 529, put it into a Roth IRA in their name, and help start their retirement savings on that side as well. So super new thing, and something that's really cool and really powerful for parents, grandparents, whomever to use. So in summary, 529's really good. If you want to go into more depth in any of these things, please reach out. Happy to talk about it. But 529's are great, and hit them well this weekend. Hope that helps. Talk again soon. See ya.